Imagine you decide that 2026 is the year you finally start a business. But instead of asking what could make you rich, you ask a much more practical question. What can I realistically start with limited money, learn without spending years preparing, and test with actual customers before taking a major financial risk? That question changes everything, because some of the most accessible businesses for this year isn't complicated startups requiring investors, offices, or large inventories. They're relatively simple businesses built around skills, services, and problems people already pay to solve. So let's look at 5 businesses that can be relatively easy to start, while remembering that easy to start does not mean easy to succeed in. Companies increasingly need videos for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, advertisements, and other digital channels. But producing a steady stream of content takes time. A beginner can start by learning one editing platform, developing a small portfolio, and approaching businesses or creators that already publish content. The economics are attractive because the initial costs can be relatively low if you already own a capable computer. Instead of needing hundreds of customers, the goal could be a small group of recurring clients. For example, 5 clients paying $500 per month would represent $2,500 in monthly revenue before software costs, taxes, and other expenses. That's an illustration, not an income expectation, but it shows why recurring service relationships can be powerful. The second business is AI workflow setup for small businesses. This doesn't mean creating the next artificial intelligence company. It means helping ordinary businesses use existing tools more effectively. Think about a local company manually answering repetitive inquiries, organizing leads, preparing basic reports, scheduling follow-ups, or moving information between different applications. Someone who understands these workflows can help identify tasks that can responsibly be automated. The barrier to entry can be lower than traditional software development because you're often configuring existing technology rather than creating everything from scratch. The important advantage, however, isn't simply knowing AI. It's understanding a specific business problem well enough to create measurable value. The third business is mobile car detailing. This is completely different from an online business, but that's exactly why it's interesting. Cars still need to be physically cleaned, and customers may value the convenience of having someone come to their home or workplace. Compared with opening a permanent car wash, mobile detailing can potentially begin with far less infrastructure. The financial question is straightforward. Imagine that after supplies and other direct costs, a job contributes $80 toward overhead and profit. 20 jobs would produce $1,600 in contribution before fixed expenses and taxes. Again, the actual numbers depend heavily on location, pricing, transportation costs, competition, and the services offered. But the model can be tested gradually instead of requiring a massive investment on day one. The fourth business is local cleaning services, particularly residential or small commercial cleaning. Cleaning isn't a new industry, and that is part of its appeal. You don't need to convince the market that cleaning is useful because the demand already exists. The challenge is finding customers, delivering consistent quality, managing scheduling, and eventually deciding whether to remain a solo operator or build a team. Recurring customers can make the economics especially interesting. If a customer needs a service every 2 weeks, one successful sale can potentially create multiple future appointments. That doesn't guarantee retention, but it means the business doesn't necessarily have to find a completely new customer for every job. The fifth business is specialized social media management for local companies. The word specialized matters here. Offering to manage social media for everyone creates a vague business. Offering a repeatable content service specifically for restaurants, gyms, real estate professionals, contractors, or another category creates a clearer proposition. You can learn the common questions customers ask, create reusable systems, understand which content formats are practical, and gradually become more efficient. Modern editing, scheduling, design, and AI-assisted tools can reduce some of the manual work, although the strategy and final quality still require human judgment. Now notice what these 5 businesses have in common. Short-form video editing, AI workflow setup, mobile detailing, cleaning, and specialized social media management are completely different on the surface, but financially they share several characteristics. They can generally be tested on a relatively small scale, they don't inherently require a large inventory, and you can often start by selling the service yourself before building a larger organization. Suppose you're comparing two business ideas. Business A requires $10,000 before you can serve your first customer. Business B requires $500 to begin testing demand. Even if their potential revenue eventually looks similar, their initial risk is very different. Business B gives you more opportunities to learn, adjust the offer, change your pricing, or even walk away without losing as much capital.